Hey friends, this is the Miss Volfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to can turnips. Now these are some of the turnips from my garden, not all of them, but most of them. And I would have left them get bigger, except some of them started to split. So we're just going to wash these off and start peeling them. I wouldn't normally bore you with the peeling, but somebody actually asked me how to peel turnips this big. Okay, I have a pot here for my turnip and a box for the peels for my piggies. Now, cutting turnips is not one of my favorite jobs. They're big, they're awkward, they're a pain in the... Wow, that's almost self-peeling. They're a pain in the butt, and I used to get Howie to do it for me. Well, at least cut them up. But here's what I do. I just cut them in half, and then in slices. These are not the regular turnips I get. I usually get what you would call, or my friends in the States would call, rutabagas. These are an actual turnip. They're a white fleshed turnip, and they're much sweeter than a rutabaga. Peel the sides down. Now sometimes you'll get bugs that will burrow into your turnip. You just want to cut those parts off because you know what? They'll be tough. And then we just cut into slices and cube. That's how I peel and cut up my turnip. Okay, here is our turnip. Now I had company show up, so you didn't get to see me cook it. But what you do is you take your turnip and you put it in your stock pot and you bring it to a boil and you cook it for 5 minutes. This sets the starch. Don't stint on your time, folks. They may seem soft, but the thing is if you don't give them enough blanching time, they will go mushy in the jar after they're canned. I've got my lids. My canner is got 3 inches of water in it with some vinegar, and my kettle's boiling. And my 7-quart jars are washed and are baking in a 215-degree oven. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to take our hot jar from the oven. Now, like I said, folks, these turnips are cold because I had company show up and we just drained them and put them in the fridge. Now we're going to fill our jars to 1 inch from the top. And my lovely new measuring spoons. Thank you, Leslie. And we're going to take 1 teaspoon of kosher salt and put that in there. And then we're going to fill the jar with water from the kettle, also to 1 inch from the top. We're going to take our little rubber or plastic or wooden implement, never ever metal, and we're going to debubble. We want to make sure. Now people have asked me, why do I have water pushed out of the jars? Well, debubbling, what you do when you debubble is you get all the trapped air out of the bottom of the jars and from around the turnips. And if you don't, while it's canning, the air tries to be pressed out. That's what happens is the canning will push the air out of the jar so that it can create a vacuum. If there's air in the bottom of the jar, it will be pushed out so fast that water will be pushed out above it. Always, always wipe the rims of your jars. Got a hot lid on there. Screw down your lid to fingertip tight, which means no machinery just your hand. And we're going to put this in the canner. And when the canner's full, we'll be back. Here's our 7 1-liter jars of turnips. We're just going to put our pressure canner lid on. And when this vents a steady stream of steam, we're going to time it for 10 minutes. This has to vent a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. Don't panic that you're going to run out of water. If you've put the 3 inches in the bottom of your canner, you will be fine. The reason for venting the steam is so that it pushes all the air out of the pressure canner, creating a vacuum. Okay, our vent has been venting a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and put our 10-pound weight on. Now, if you live over 1,000 feet above sea level, folks, check your manufacturer's directions. It usually means that you need to use a 15-pound weight. Once this starts to jiggle, and we're going to turn it down just enough so that we get a gentle rocking motion. Okay, my first vigorous jiggle came, so I'm going to turn this down to medium. And this, now we begin timing for 35 minutes. It's 35 minutes for quarts and 30 minutes for pints. All right, so we'll see you when these come out of the canner. This is what over 20 pounds of turnip looks like once it's canned. And if you'll notice, this one is full, and this one, some of the water has been pushed out. That is because, obviously, I wasn't very good with the debubbling and some of the water got pushed out. But it is sealed, so it's not going to be an issue, folks. As long as it's sealed, it's good. This is the Mrs. Volfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying 11 liters down, and God only knows how many more to go. Take care. Bye-bye.